Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. So the verdict is in the Kim Potter case, and she's been found guilty of manslaughter in the death of Daunte Wright. I'll just share the article with you right quick. This is former officer Kim Potter. Kim Potter, the former Minnesota police officer who mistakenly drew her handgun instead of her taser during a traffic stop in April in which she fatally shot Daunte Wright, has been found guilty. Jurors had been deliberating since Monday before finding Potter, who had served as an officer in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota for 26 years, guilty of first and second degree manslaughter charges in the death of Wright. Potter winced when the verdict was read, but otherwise appeared not to react. A short while later, she was handcuffed and taken into custody pending sentencing. Katie Bryant, Wright's mother, said after the verdict that she felt every single emotion that you could imagine as the verdict was read. I kind of let out a yelp because it was built up in anticipation of what was to come. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, whose office prosecuted the case, said they had achieved accountability for Wright's death. Accountability is not justice. Justice is restoration. Justice would be restoring Daunte to life and making the Wright family whole again, he added. The verdict follows a closely watched 2-week-long trial, capped by Potter's turn on the witness stand, where she sobbed while recalling the shooting and said she was so sorry for what happened. Whether Potter had intended to draw her taser or handgun was not the issue in the trial. Lawyers for both sides agreed she mistakenly drew the wrong weapon. Instead, the trial centered on questions of whether she should have recognized she was holding the heavier metal gun or whether she should have drawn any weapon at all. Potter is scheduled to be sentenced on February the 18th. The state's sentencing guidelines recommend a sentence of roughly 7 years for the first degree charge and 4 years for the second degree charge. So prosecutors indicated they would seek a longer sentence. How did the confrontation unfold? Well, the deadly confrontation on April the 11th began when Potter, together with Anthony Lucky, a new officer she was training that day, pulled over Wright, a 20-year-old Black man, for having expired license tabs and a dangling air freshener in his rear view mirror, an infraction in Minnesota. The stop escalated when police realized that Wright, although he was not armed, was wanted for arrest for failing to appear in court on a weapons charge. As Lucky attempted to arrest and handcuff Wright, Wright wriggled away and got back into his car. Footage recorded by body-worn cameras and a dashboard camera in a squad car, which was played for jurors during the trial, captured the final chaotic moments of Wright's life. "I'm going to tase you," Potter shouted, but in her right hand was a dark 9mm Glock pistol, not the bright yellow taser that remained holstered on her left side. 5 seconds later, she yelled, "Taser, taser, taser," then fired a single shot into Wright's side. He was pronounced dead on the scene. The footage also shows the immediate aftermath of the shooting, in which Potter appeared shocked. She gasped and said, "I grabbed the wrong effing gun," before collapsing to the curb with her head in her hands. Prosecutors said she should have known the difference. I won't read that. Her attorneys called what happened a mistake, not a crime. I have a feeling that this is going to end up in an appeal situation. Stay tuned. I'm going to follow this story and tell me what you think below.